Well, let's start with Elon Musk. He's called USAID a criminal organization. He called it evil. He talked about it's a radical left political psyop. What, to you, what is the importance of USAID and the U.S. giving aid to people in need around the world?
I just got a question. Do any of you all even still like America anymore? Like, I'm talking about the people who are complaining about Doge. The fact that y'all are been complaining about the fact that we are finding out that our government has been laundering money and spending it on stupid shit for years is beyond me. Beyond me. Ain't no way in hell that y'all could be okay with the government.
Yes, at the end of this video, you'll be furious. I have a couple of videos. I'm going to show you the White House press secretary had a segment. She reviewed a new list. I don't know if you've seen that also. Taking a look at the first video, Bill Gates sat down on CNN to advertise his new book. A question surfaced to him, pertaining to Elon Musk and Dodge, what they are doing. His response tells you everything you need to know. Before we even go into this latest video, the media is having a temper tantrum about Trump cutting funds to USA. They aren't telling you the truth about where the funds go. Here are some the atrocious funding project in USD that Caroline Levy just exposed. 2 million to S changes in Guantanamo, 6 million for Egyptian tourism, 20 million on Iraq version of 4.5 million for fighting misinfo in Kazakhstan. This is a new list. I'm not talking about what she released last week. You can clearly see why people are angry. They are changing their mind toward the Democrat Party at this point.
I just got a question. Do any of you all even still like America anymore? Like, I'm talking about the people who are complaining about Doge. The fact that y'all are been complaining about the fact that we are finding out that our government has been laundering money and spending it on stupid for years is beyond me. Beyond me. Ain't no way in hell that y'all could be okay with the government spending money on that they've been spending money on. I know y'all didn't okay this. Do y'all want to hear what the hell they've been spending money on? I'm quite sure that y'all have heard samples. Well, here, let me give you a couple of more bites. $7 million on various projects studying magic. $1.5 million to use kittens in a study to analyze motion sickness. $6.9 million studying smart toilets that recognize the user's anal print. 2.3 million, $118,000 to study if a metal replica robot, Thanos, by the way, it's for Marvel Comics Thanos. I know everybody knows who Thanos is. Could really snap his fingers. Could really snap his damn fingers. The glove on. The Infinity Glove with the Infinity Stones. $75,000 in grants on a Harvard study on lizards blowing off trees with a damn leaf blower. With a leaf blower. That little squirrel couldn't even live his best life last year. Y'all had to take that little squirrel out. But y'all want to blow lizards off trees with leaf blowers. Y'all from Harvard. $611,000 to evaluate microaggression among Latinx individuals with obesity. $87,944 on the role of the estrous cycle in nucleus accumbens signaling on incubation of oxycodone cravings in female rats. I'm just reading it how it sounds. Not to mention in 2023 we spent $150.7 billion on the people who are currently protesting and burning our f***s right now. So yeah. At this point, if you don't like America, you could really leave. You could really leave. Because everybody right now who is doing these press conferences, including Chuck Schumer's creepy looking ass, all of their asses was probably eating good off of this little global laundromat that they've been doing. So, like I said, you're more than welcome to pack up and leave our country.
Yes, any normal person will be furious like this. You need to be. If you are seeing this and you are okay with all this, then there is a problem. This was pointed out. Elon Musk came through to expose what was happening for a very long time. This scheme was actually being created by the Democrat, you know, to be using it to carry out their dirty games. Now everybody know what is going on. They still don't want to accept that this is a problem. They came out to cover it up, now going off on Elon Musk. It is actually shameful to see this happening.
A criminal organization. He called it evil. He talked about it's a radical left political psyop. What, to you, what is the importance of USAID and the U.S. giving aid to people in need around the world?
Well, the USAID plays a super important role in dispensing our aid budget, which is less than 1% of the government budget. Usually it's pretty obscure. So maybe this is a chance to talk about, okay, is some of that work we'd like to change? But overall, it's work that saves millions of lives and, helps strengthen relationships for the United States.
If it's just moved into the State Department, does that matter?
No, the exact organization can change. It was kept separate, so the idea of helping the poorest, you'd have a real priority for that in mind. And I'm not against some degree of tuning, but it up in the air. When I saw President Trump just after Christmas, these HIV programs and the value they bring, and the fact that I also support these programs, so spend a lot of time to make sure that money's very well spent. That was a strong message that I gave him.
What's fascinating right now is we're getting a chance to see what happens when you take a business approach to the government in the White House. We're seeing right now with this whole USAID thing, where they're uncovering massive amounts of corruption and waste and just a lot of weird, shady shit with NGOs and where an enormous amount of money is going. And instead of saying, well, this is just how it is.
Yes, the way bigot sounds here, you might listen to it, it sounds logical. But the third point, when you now go deep into what was happening into this place, you'll be shocked. If they were doing funding this HIV, a lot of will not be like this. You will not see, Doge going after these people. It is when they realized they were giving out money into certain places where you are not even supposed to. That's where the problem comes in. If you read out everything they did, you will see a lot of problems. And you will now understand why American people are furious. Someone tweeted this. Some African leaders assumed that USA was a public limited company. Many of them equally believe that corporate social responsibility is the same as corporate philanthropy. No, they thought wrong. One is a requirement and the other is totally at the discretion of shareholders. Trump has reminded many African leaders to retain their sense of entitlement regarding foreign aid. No nation can beg her way out of poverty. Trade is sustainable, but aid is not. African leaders must learn to negotiate and selfishly protect the interests of their citizens. That is the only language the stronger nations of the world understand and respect. Don't give away your natural resources because of things like that. This is logical. This was a problem with African nations. All their lives, they depended on this, especially, and some take up this money and embezzle it. I'm speaking out of experience. I know what is going on. I didn't want to talk about this, but it is important. I share some light so you understand what's happening. Now, some African countries are crying when they realize this aid is not coming in. Some already planned their life depending on this. It is important to give aid, yeah, but it should be used for that purpose. Not just giving money out, oh, 300 million to Egypt for tourism. It's crazy.
This is a bit scary. It's completely new territory.
Mr. Gates, you also called Elon Musk's political influence abroad, quote, insane, along with another word we can't repeat here. But what's your take on his political access and influence here in America right now?
Well, Elon Yeah, the pandemic, sadly, was fairly predictable, and it won't be the last pandemic.
They just want to come out and spend their hard-earned money, and they want their tax dollars to look like it's helping the country.
And also, I got to say,
don't you agree?
I totally agree.
Trump has the world's attention now. He came through.
Any clip you see behind my videos that is just for algorithm, you can stop here. God bless you abundantly. Please always share the videos. It motivates me and the algorithm picking up to recommend.
It's essential.
Early on, immediately.
She's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10.
To her.
The EU does not treat the U.S. fairly on trade and that he has some big complaints. Is that true?
Right? And it doesn't mean that we should sit and pretend that it's suddenly okay, that this new presidency is just going to keep on keeping on. That is not the case. And because, final point for me, a year and a half is because...
This is the United States.
You're talking about a man who didn't become the president of the United States because of merit.
This lady is not unstopped.
Where awful things have happened. So,
And sparks move things. And it doesn't matter how much water you have.
Future president and his gag are
functionality in policy.
The city of the Pacific Palisades is burning. And, I flew here last night. I was on a plane.
You getting water to areas that need...
He's been trained his whole life to do.
What do we do?
Right now you're looking straight, remember it.
As a country about
Yeah, and then I think all our tax dollars probably went for Gavin's hair gel. I don't know.
From Jordan.
In the 5 tenants of
Palisades Village right here. This is the town center of sorts.
And he did this little dance.
Josh Green, the governor down in Hawaii. Had some...
And then we watch the news.
I would just say a strong